Just a quick video. This is just to show you how to attach your poppers to your fall on a nylon whip. There's lots and lots of ways to do this. This is the way I do it, and it's a little bit different from the way that other people do, so I thought I'd show you on here. First things first is you want to finish off the end of your fall. So at the end of my fall here, you can see that I've melted the end, but I've melted it in such a way as to leave this end piece open. So just show you how to do that is you just take the end of your fall, and you're just going to very carefully just touch the end. Maybe just open it up a wee bit and just touch the end there until the end everything's melted together. There we go. So you'll end up with something like that. You can see that. So this is the fall I've got. These are the ones which I make myself and sell on my site. It has 4 pieces tapering internally until the end here. This is a tapered popper. Again, you can buy them from my site, or you can look on my other videos on how to make these for yourself. To be honest, they're a bit of a pain in the bum for me to make in large numbers, so yeah, please make them yourself or buy them from me, that's fine. So what makes this a little bit different is the way that I do it. I've got the tools which I need here. I have my lighter, scissors, a piece of strong thin thread, and a darning needle. So first things first, I'm going to take the end of my popper. It's this end which is closed up here. So I'm actually just going to use the needle. I'm going to use the back end of the needle to open up that loop there. And then I'm going to take this piece of thread and thread it through the needle like so. I'm then going to pull that through, and I then have my popper attached to a strong piece of thread. There we go. So next up, I'm going to take the end of my fall, and about 1/4 inch or 5 mil or so, I'm just going to push through the end hole here and come out the side just like that. I'm going to take that piece which we had before, and I'm going to push both these ends through the darning needle just like so. So you should end up with this kind of thing going on. And I'm going to pull this through. Take off the needle, and then I end up with my thread going through the side, through the middle hole, and this is nice. And you see here I'm sort of kind of rubbing it together to kind of make it a little bit easier to pull through. So what I'm doing here now is I'm kind of holding on to the sides and just working the popper through until it comes out of the side wall, just like that. And then I'm going to take off this piece of thread because we don't need that anymore. I'm going to use my needle again, the back end of it, just to open up that loop once more by twisting against the twist of the popper, just until I've worked myself a bit of a loop there. I'm going to take the end strands and push those through that loop. And pull those all the way through, and then I'm going to work that loop over the top of everything, pull everything through, just like so. And then pull everything nice and tight. Now, the reason I like this one is because you end up with very, very little by way of a knot here. There's no extra bulk than is totally necessary. But it does have a few disadvantages. Most ways of tying your popper on will have a disadvantage or two. And the disadvantage of this one is that the ends of this will fray a little bit, and eventually you'll have to retie it. But it does last very well. I've had one on my whip over here. This is almost I guess it's over a year old now, and this is still the same popper it's had on for ages and ages and ages. So yeah, there you go. That's how to tie on your popper, or the way I tie on my popper. Lots of ways to do it. I recommend looking at a few videos and finding which one works best for you. Again, I like this one because it's lack of bulk, and it goes nicely in line with the end of your fall. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Cheers, bye.